Welcome to the Doggie Dojo. My name is Trevor Smith and today is an exciting day because we're embarking on a brand new journey here on the Doggie Dojo, and that is All-Star Foundations. I'm going to be recording all my games I'm playing in my All-Star Foundations class here in Texas. And as you guys can hear, somebody else that will be joining us throughout the whole series is my wonderful daughter. This is my amazing daughter. She's 2.5, and some of y'all might be working mothers and fathers and have kids and dogs. The reality is that kids and dogs live under the same roof and training happens no matter what. So I thought it'd be great to bring my daughter along the journey to show you how to manage all the chaos that happens in life. The collar grab game. This game is essential for getting your dog to be able to come when called and stay with you. That is the important part. If your dog just does come when called and you reach for them and they run away from you, it is a useless recall because you can't get your dog collected. Your dog can come fast to you. Your dog can come from far away. But if you reach for them to put them on a leash and they run away, it's useless because we need to get our dog to be collected. We don't want them to also be shy with people reaching towards their face. We want to make sure that they're comfortable with us as their dog parents to be able to reach to their face so that if a stranger, like a vet, comes reaching towards their face, that they're not scared about that either. So let's start with the collar grab game. The other baby that is joining us here on this journey is our brand new dog, Mochi. You'll be able to see him work through all the foundations along the way, and by the end, you'll see how all these foundations come together to help you build foundations for dog agility, dock diving, dog tricks, canine fitness, therapy dog work, and more. So how do we start the collar grab game? What you're gonna do is reach for your dog's collar and then give them a treat. You'll make sure that they're comfortable with that. And then what you can start to do is start to move around their house and utilize their name, Mochi, and also reach for the collar and give a treat. Mochi, reach for the collar, give a treat. That's going to come into play later in a future game, so make sure that you're adding his name in there, and we're building also a positive association that when I say your name, Mochi, to come towards me, let me grab your collar and give you a treat. That is the foundations of come when called. Coming to me and let me collect you. And using their name right now is really good because you probably use their name all the time. So you're not watering down the come when called word. If you use the word come, 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 here, quick, whatever, over and over and over again, and there's not a solid behavior attached to it, it'll start to water down and they'll start to ignore it. And maybe you guys have started to experience that right now. Good job. Let's see what happens if I just put my hand down. Mochi. Yeah, that's what we want to see. See him like leaning into that hand? I'll show it again. Mochi. Yeah, he's starting to present his collar to me. Awesome. And that is the collar grab game. Next game is search and focus. We can use the search cookie to tell him to go get a treat away from us. This will help with your collar grab game. You'll be able to get your dog further away from you and coming back and forth. Search. Search means go get the cookie off the floor, which can become in handy in future foundations for dog sports. Search. And I'm going to say his name, Mochi. We're going to add that collar grab and give a treat. Search. Mochi. Yes, good job. Search. Very nice. Mochi. Yes, good job. This is really good because what's happening here is your dog's engaging a distraction, the treat that's on the floor, and then when you say their name, they disengage that distraction and come back to you for their collar grab. But you can do other games as well. As we progress in this series, you'll get lots of games you can do and play with the search and focus game. So make sure that you are liking and subscribing to the Doggie Dojo so you don't miss any of these games that we're building to help our dogs with a strong foundation and anything we want to do in life with them. And if you have any questions, put them in the comment section down below. And I'd be glad to answer them in a future video. The next game I want to talk about is touch, is how to get your dog to touch your hand with their nose or muzzle. And this is really good for future tricks, dog agility, but making sure your dog focuses in on you. I've actually helped people with their dogs that have a lot of sniffing behavior. Maybe they're sniffing on walks or sniffing when they go into a pet store and you can't get their attention because they're sniffing so much. This helps get the nose up off the ground and back focused on you. So we use the search cookie game. Search. Just get them away. And reset the brain, put our hand out and say yes, and mark and reward. There's a few ways you can do this touch game. You don't have to do it like that like I just did. You can also put a cookie in your hand to gravitate the dog to your hand and say yes and give them a reward. You can actually work on sustained nose touch by after they touch your hand, yes. You can keep rewarding in there as they keep their nose on your hand. That'll come into play in future foundations, but this is how it really works out to get your dog focused on you. This is a great game also to line them up at your side for future walking on loose leash behavior. Touch. Or walking off leash behavior. Search. Touch. Yes, good boy, good. Very nice. Now, let's talk about value for side. As you can see, with the touch game, we started actually getting them to start to do exercises or games at our side. So one of the aspects of a good walking on loose leash is your dog wanting to be at your side. So what you can start to do is start to ask for those behaviors at your side, but also do like a follow me game. Mochi. Good job. Good boy. Good job. A lot of our behaviors that we struggle with are in the front of us because the dog wants to be in front of us. And with loose leash walking or off leash walking, our dog tends to want to gravitate in front of us. And that's where all of that problem begins, is because we ask our dog only to do things in front of us and never at our side. So you can actually do that search cookie like we did before. Ask for like nose touch. Yes, and really build value for your dog at your side, making sure they're comfortable and think that this right here is a great place to be. And then we can keep reinforcing that behavior and asking them to follow us around the house. Watch this go. And building value at our side. And you can start to see how that loose leash or off leash walking behavior can develop by just rewarding them and playing with them more, not only in front of you, but at your side as well. Sit, stand, and down. How to get you started on these three behaviors. What I like to do is I don't like to actually use the word sit until I see the behavior. And I'm going to get that behavior by drawing a line right between the nose here. Let me show you guys. It's right there. And oh, yes, and mark and reward that behavior. That word yes is telling them what you just did is getting you reinforcement. Now for stand, we're going to take that treat from the nose and go straight out. Yes, good job. And then for down, we're going to do it from the stand position right now, but I'll show you how to do it from the sit as well. And go straight down and then draw backward towards them to help them fold down that rear end. Stand. Yes, good job. Yes, good. I waited till you stopped pawing me there. And then from the down, the thing is with a bigger, longer back dog, it's actually hard to go into a down from here. You can see how much he had to squish to make that happen. So I personally like the stand to down, and I like to get both, the sit to down and the stand to down. But if I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go out a little bit of ways. Here, let's try again. Go out a little bit of ways and help them not have to feel so scrunched in their back. Once you start getting a dog that understands the behaviors, you can start adding the word right before you move your hand. Mochi, sit. Yes, and then reward. Boy, very nice. Stand. Yes, reward. Down. Yes, and then reward. The bed stay game, or value for climb, or value for bed. This is how to get your dog's foundations for stay work, is getting them used to staying on top of a platform, a raised surface. If you ask your dog to sit, stand, or down stay with just the floor, it gets difficult to know what criteria you want, meaning your dog doesn't understand exactly what you want, because if you ask him to sit, stay over here, and you move away, if they sit, stay on the floor and they kind of scoot over to you, they're still staying in a sit, or if they crawl from a down stay over to you, they're still staying in a down, but that's not what we want. We want our dog to actually stay in that particular location. And how to begin that process, I find it's easier to get them to do it on a platform. And also holding one position for a long period of time can be really difficult. So my rules for this game is as long as all four paws are on this bed, you're good. You keep getting reinforcement and you start to build value for this behavior. Today, we're just gonna focus on duration. And in the future video, we're gonna work on duration, distraction, and distance, and even disappear. I'm gonna start this game off by just luring them onto the bed. And this might take some time for some of your dogs, and then rewarding that behavior. Now I like to incorporate both pets and treats into this game. Yes. I do have an advantage to my stay training right now is that we are working on duration, but obviously you can see we're also working on a bit of distraction as well. And you're just gonna reinforce your dog. This is a great mealtime game. You can take their whole breakfast or dinner and just slowly give it to them as they stay on top of this, and you'll have this game in no time. Wow, look at that. Yes, good boy. You wanna get the cards out? You ready? Whoa, look at all those cards. Yes. And this is life, right? So if you have kids at home, you guys have actually an advantage. Some people say, oh man, I wish I could train my dog more, but I have a kid. And that's understandable because time is short, and I get that. But also, you have an extreme advantage when it comes to distraction training from noises and sounds and sights. Your dog is going to get more and more solid on their behaviors than ever because you incorporate the kid as well. Now, one of my tactics today as a dad was to just give Zoe a lot of different activities. I have about 5 or 6 different activities, and she's played about 1 activity per game that we've done this week in the All-Star Foundations week 1. And as a parent, you just need to roll with it and just kind of let the training happen when you can. Now, Mochi has been fantastic. He has worked so hard. Now, I don't necessarily recommend doing what I did today, and that is doing all the games all at once. You might need to break this up into multiple training sessions depending on your life circumstances and also your dog. Mochi is really engaged with this, but as you can see towards the end of this video, he started to get less and less engaged because he started to get through all of his meal. But what I'm starting to do here is I'm starting to just go in, as I'm talking right now, treating and petting. I want to make sure my dog has value for both treats, pets, and toys. So let's jump into toys real quick. Since he's been doing such a good job, I don't want to end this by just walking away. I want to end this with a little bit of fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a toy. We're going to tell him to free, and let him know he's released from it, and then go get the toy. Good job. And just play with him because it's important that your dog knows that at the end of your training session that we're not just done. We're going to have some fun and play. And this will actually be good because then you can start to incorporate more and more play into your training. And your dog will start to want to play with you as a reinforcer as well. The problem is with food, a lot of people are scared to use because they don't want to have to necessarily lure their dog all the time for food and training. But in order to get there, sometimes you have to do a mixture of food, toys, and pets. But mainly food because that is what they use to survive and they eat every single day. So it's something they need to survive. They don't need toys, they don't need pets, they don't necessarily praise. And we have to un-Disneyfy our relationship with our dog, even though I have a dog named Disney. I love Disney. And just because they love us doesn't mean they're going to do all these wonderful things for us just for free. We don't do that in life as humans. We don't always just do everything for free in life. We shouldn't expect our dogs to. But I'm going to show you how to get your dog to stay motivated using all types of reinforcers throughout this series. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to know more and you want to make sure you don't miss a single video, be sure to subscribe right now. Get that notification bell on. Do all the things. Comment down below any questions that you have, any future games you want me to play, and I am here for you all. This is going to be a fantastic series, and I hope you join us for the whole ride. You know what time it is, Zoe? It's time for dance party! Da 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 da. Dance! Da 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 da. Yeah, good job. Oh, so good. So good, isn't he? Did you want to give him a cookie? Did you want to join him? Want to give him a treat?
It's up in the sky.
Here, do you want to give him a treat? Chop. Say search. Ready? Give him a treat. Say search. Good job! Very nice. So good. Super job, both of you. Do you want to do it again?